Hey guys, Cal here with a new video on Marvel's Spider-Man 2. We're exactly a week away from the launch date of the game, and what's more, now you can download the game from the PlayStation Store in all its glory. However, you won't be able to start the game until the launch date of October 20th, so do not go into it thinking that you can play the game as soon as you download it. Till now, we've discussed the possible identities of Venom and the possible villains that can make an appearance in my previous videos. But the villain that has been used extensively by Insomniac to promote the game in their gameplay trailers and promotional materials is the Lizard, aka Dr. Kurt Connors. Over the coming months, we've seen a lot of footage of many of the fight sequences involving the huge monster, including a little footage of a possible boss fight. But what we've not talked about is what went behind Insomniac's vision to make this villain a reality, which is what we will focus on in this video, coming directly from one of the employees at Insomniac, so keep watching to find out. If you're excited to learn more about new details of Spider-Man 2, then definitely make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel to be updated on any important Spider-Man 2 news or content. To start it off, we have information coming directly from Jacinda Chu, Senior Art Director at Insomniac, who says, "The first thing we always do when we look at a Marvel character is reference the comics, and then from there, we collaborate with Marvel to put our own spin on it. It can come from the gameplay or because of the narrative." Now, if you notice, the Lizard appears in two forms, on which Jacinda Chu went on to say, there's a more classic Lizard which has the lab coat, the pants, he's smaller and human-sized. He's also able to communicate to Peter, but our version of Lizard is he's leaner, meaner, bigger, and greener, in all ways. He's not wearing clothing, and he's lost all humanity, so we're not able to communicate with him. Now that's a really big difference. Which tells us that Insomniac took creative liberty in making the design for the Lizard, creating their own spin on his comic counterpart, which Insomniac have built a reputation for over the past two Spider-Man games, where they take inspirations from comics and make changes to the villain based on their narrative. For example, in Spider-Man Miles Morales, the Tinkerer was supposed to be an old man going by Phineas Mason, and he had no connections to the underground, but in Spider-Man Miles Morales, the Tinkerer was shown as being Miles' childhood friend, Finn Mason, which created reasonable conflict for Miles, and you can bet Insomniac will do something just like that in Marvel's Spider-Man 2, which only hypes fans further as it allows them to theorize possible scenarios involving the Lizard. Not only that, but the graphical prowess of the PS5 makes all of the Spider-Man villains more terrifying, as you've already seen the level of detail on Venom's impossibly sharp fangs and slimy tongue. But if we talk about the Lizard reptilian skin, well, Jacinda went on to say, we looked at a lot of lizard skin for research. The thing about lizards in real life, their skin's actually really dry. Most people who looked at a lizard kept initially saying, he's not slimy enough. But I think it's a nod to what people expect a lizard to look like. He's got that lizard skin, but it's actually much shinier than what you'd see on a real lizard. This gives us information that Insomniac not only took inspirations from appearances of the Lizard in comics, but also from real-life lizards to make it as realistic as possible, which only adds to the level of care Insomniac puts into their characters, especially the ones as important as the Lizard. Jacinda further added, we gave him spikes too. For design references, I tried to look at real-life lizards that looked a bit more prehistoric, because some lizards can look kind of soft and cute. I was looking at spikier, more snake-like, more aggressive references. We also wanted eyes that looked more like animal eyes. If you look at cats, their pupils grow at night. We made those kind of eyes for him. When light hits his eyes, they look smaller. His eyes are actually reacting to light. We did a lot of research on how to make that happen in real time on the PS5. Another part of PS5 console's powerful hardware comes in simulating realistic muscle movement that Insomniac made heavy use of, especially when it came to the Lizard, for which Jacinda Chu had to say, we are also doing muscle simulations, looking at real animal or real human actors, and seeing how those muscles deform and running simulations. I think it's incredible that we're able to do this at this point in developing video games, but it's also somewhat subtle, because we may not always notice the difference until we disable all the muscle simulations. One thing you may have noticed in Insomniac's take on the Lizard features a very subtle technique where he sheds his own skin, which you saw a little bit of in the gameplay trailer, where she said, again, we also looked at what that looks like in real life. Our artists used a program to simulate how the skin might move fluttering in the wind. She further noted that it's one thing to make a great looking character model, but it's completely another to make it move in a way that portrays complete savageness. She went on to talk more about the crucial animation process, where she said, "Lizards actually move very low to the ground. It's not very intimidating. In the comics, Lizard is more bipedal and upright, so more human. We had to thread that needle. He's bipedal but still has to maintain some of that lizard look. So he's got that curved back. The idea behind his movement is that he moves at a speed that feels fast but heavy. The animation team deserved a lot of credit for conveying that strength and power and speed." This only further provides insight and shows that Insomniac cares about the Spider-Man fanbase that grew up watching and reading about these characters through comic book media and movies, while also putting their own spin on these characters to make them as original as possible, but providing familiar beats so that comic book enthusiasts find familiar territory when playing the game. And based on these conversations, I simply can't wait to play the game on October 20th and encounter the Lizard in all its glory. But what do you guys think? Do you like the design of the Lizard, or what went behind in the creation of the character? You let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.